Hello, my name is Charles, and in today's video, we are going to talk if you are struggling, whether or not you have ADHD or not, you're just struggling in school as a student or in the workplace to learn quickly, to retain information, to be able to implement it on like tests and other activities, and you are like, man, I just feel dumb. I feel like I can't do it. Like I know people in my personal life who the school system failed, and if they had only realized that they have ADHD, or in that if it got diagnosed, they probably would have succeeded, or they had helpful tips on how to learn like this, or even more in-depth ones, they would have done so well, and they would have been able to handle school, and they would have felt more successful and more able and more effective and confident and happy. So today I'm here to help you with that. So if you are a student, right, it is going to be 4 steps. There is a 4-step simple process, and I'll break it down, even talk about some of the research for it, and just kind of explain both my experience and the limited research I have available, or I have done. So the first is like, I guess they've coined the term in psychology, the protege effect. But essentially the idea is if you really want to learn information, whether it be in your math class, your science class, your programming class in college, your business class in college, your psychology class in college, whatever it is, if you can teach it to somebody else, right? Find a study buddy that you can teach to, and then it'll help you learn and them learn. See, and there seems to be a couple of hypotheses for why that is. One thing that is for certain, or by necessity, is it does help you with a sort of active recall or memory retrieval and elaboration, because when you are telling someone or teaching someone the information, you have to remember it yourself to be able to teach them. Now, in addition to this, there was a wonderful, I believe it was a Stanford study. Yeah, it's a Stanford study in the Journal of Science, Education, and Technology. And they basically, there were 2 studies that demonstrated the protege effect. And basically, the students tried to make this computer-based, in this computer-based environment, they tried to learn for their TAs. And when they were learning for somebody else and going to teach them, they would put more effort into it, do better, and they'd have more social responsibility. So they were more likely to acknowledge errors by displaying negative affect and making attribution for the causes of errors. Right, that's the social responsibility. They also found students spent more time on learning activities, reading, and they also learned more when they were teaching for others. These beneficial effects were most pronounced for lower achieving children. The second study used a verbal protocol with 5th grade students to determine the possible causes of the protege effect. As before, students learned for their TAs or for themselves. Like study 1, students in the TA condition spent more time on learning condition or learning activities. So when you are learning for other people, because you have that social responsibility, and most people, or at least for me, I'm willing to go farther, it seems, on average, or I'm willing to go farther for the person I'm devoted to and love than I am for myself. So if you can teach people, you will learn more. So I know that's a lot, and that was pretty intense. But the next is practical. And so, or practice, right? Just practice. The more you do something, right, the more those neurons fire and wire, the more the habit gets ingrained in your mind of just, what you are doing, the better you will do at it. So raw practice and volume always helps, and we know that. I think everyone knows that by experience. The more they practice something, the more they habitualize it, the more they make it routine, the better they get at it. And so, third is what's called, I'll use the word purpose. So what is your intention for why you're doing this? And the more it's in line with like something you genuinely, authentically care about, like if it's for the well-being of the person you love most, or if you're doing school to help your family, or to support someone you love, or to create a change in the world. Like if you can attach why you are doing that calculus in college, that engineering in college, that psychology in college, that mathematics in college, that, philosophy, history, whatever you are studying, or even computer science, whatever you are studying, to something you authentically care about, then you will do better. And then lastly, and this is the fourth step, and this is just, this one, I mean, as a matter of experience, is so true that it's almost undeniable. And this is kind of mindfulness, or kind of attention. So I know a lot of people struggling with ADHD. It is really hard to focus. It's really hard to stay present and engage on the task at hand. But the more you can do that, the more you can practice single pointed attention, whether it's, the whatever activity you are doing in school or at your work. If you can single pointedly focus more and more, just practice every time you get distracted, or every time you notice your mind is wandering, or you're caught up in rumination. You just bring your attention back to the present moment. You'll naturally notice stability arises, focus arises, peace arises, and you will do so much better. You'll retain it better, because the level of attention we can give, you'll just do so much better. The level of attention we can give whatever we are learning, the more we will absorb and the more we will learn. So I think those, in summary, are the 4 tips. If you can do the protege effect, teach someone. If you can then practice, review what you're learning over and over again. If you can then 3, attach it to a meaningful purpose, right? If it's the person you care most about, if it's, a dream, if it's a vision, if it's some way of serving humanity or creating a business you really care about, whatever it is, attach it to that purpose, because a man with a why, or a human with a why, can bear through almost any how, as a wise or potentially unwise person once said. And lastly, mindfulness, or focus. If you can just bring the quality of single pointed attention on the present moment, on what you are doing, that presence of mind will help you learn more and more. So I hope these tips help. I know it can be so overwhelming on whatever your goals are, on whatever your task is, and especially if you have ADHD and everything feels like it's too much, or the world's ending, and you have to clean your room, and then you have to, do all this schoolwork, and it's just so much on your plate. I know it is hard. But if you can practice these skills, I promise you, your life will get better. And that's what I'm currently trying to learn. And so you can learn it alongside me. And I hope this helps you. God bless, and let's do this together.